Okay, next one is from Stuart Dreyer. Stuart asks, John, if my bike causes no pain anywhere, even on quite long rides, and I can sustain a reasonable power output and seem to be improving, is it safe to assume the fit is good? I watched a lot of your videos and they're having the odd effect of making me paranoid. What if my fit is wrong? Easy solution is to get a bike fit, but then if nothing seems to be problematic, why? Any thoughts on this? Yeah, my main thoughts on this are, if you feel good, you don't really have pain even on long rides, feel like you're improving, I don't see any reason to go get a bike fit. I would never tell anybody that you should just go get a bike fit just cause. I mean, if you're having some issue or you are really concerned about any symptom you're having, or if you're particularly concerned about performance because maybe you are going to be racing or something like that and you want to make sure you're as efficient as possible, or maybe not setting yourself up for injury later because maybe you feel like you're predisposed to injury for some reason, then I would say, yeah, sure, you could investigate a good bike fit. But generally, if you feel like you're doing pretty good and you're riding as much as you want to ride and you don't have discomfort and you're riding the way you want to, I say you're fine. I say just keep riding. Now next from Dave. Dave said had IT band pain following rides after a total knee replacement. And he goes through and he mentions that he did some work on it with some injections and some physical therapy amongst other things and some bike fit changes that helped. And that's great. It seems like Dave is well on his way for taking care of this. But having IT band after total knee replacement is actually really pretty common, because usually we need a total knee replacement because one compartment of the knee, either the medial or the lateral or both, breaks down. And when they break down, it causes the knee to sort of drift and bend laterally one direction or the other. And so sometimes you'll see people that are really bow-legged, and that's the medial compartment of the knee has broken down, or people that have one knee that kind of drives in that they're getting replaced, and that's because that lateral compartment is broken down. Now, when they do the replacement, a lot of times they will, obviously, they're putting in a more symmetrical knee joint in there, and they are going to straighten you out. And that straightening can actually put more strain on the IT band and all the soft tissues around the knee. So it is not uncommon to get back on the bike after a total knee replacement and to have some of these issues, because the tissues take a while, sometimes up to 18 months, to fully adjust to this brand new posture that they were put in essentially overnight, or actually in a couple of hours. So, okay, next, Typhoon asks, he said he has ridden about 2,200 miles on his bike after an initial bike fit 2 years ago, no problems. He had to take 7 months off from riding and now back at it. The last 400 miles he's been getting pain in the left trap muscle between the shoulder blade and the spine. Bad enough that he's had to, off the bike, do some work on it to help remedy it. He doesn't know what's going on. Did he lose his core strength? And he's leaning forward too far and putting weight on the shoulders. So he's basically asking, what's going on? This fit was fine before. I took some time off, and now I'm having these problems. And this is something that is actually exceptionally common. In fact, I had a client in this week that had IT band discomfort. We did a bike fit for him last summer, middle of summer, went through the bike fit. Things went very well. Now, he's mostly a mountain biker, and this was on his road bike. He was riding his mountain bike for the rest of the summer, more than his road bike anyway. Then he just got busy with work and other things and couldn't be on either bike very much. Had some time off, was back at it this spring, and he's really developed a return of some IT band symptoms that he had years ago. Very similar situation to what Typhoon is talking about here. Now, what happens is, as we ride our bike, often, if everything is set up well, our body adapts and accommodates to it even better. We actually improve our fit on our bike, especially as we're putting in pretty consistent miles. When we take time off the bike, we can actually do the reverse of this. We can kind of decompensate a little bit, and the body kind of goes backwards. I have a number of clients that we have set up with two stems. They have a stem that they ride, through the summer and we have a very late fall here. And then maybe once they start skiing in December, and they ski December, January, February, when they get back on the bike in March, their position doesn't feel the same. They really struggle maybe with saddle discomfort or hand discomfort, other things. And so we actually switch them to a different stem to relieve those problems. Usually we're making them a little bit shorter or a little bit higher to take some of the strain off. And then once they ride themselves back into a little bit more of cycling shape, they're often by about this time of year, about middle of May or so, sometimes into June, they can then switch back to that original stem. So I would encourage Typhoon here to you might have to adapt your position a little bit. Try and see if you maybe go backwards just a little with your posture, make it a little more relaxed, and see what symptoms you can maybe eliminate with a simple change. And that'll kind of tell you maybe how much more aggressively you need to alter things, if at all. Maybe it just takes a small change. Okay, last one. Sandy asks, what about the top of the stroke angle? Do you have a suggested range? This is, I'm assuming, for the ankle, because he said, also, if one drops the ankle and just maintains knee extension at the bottom of the pedal stroke by lifting the seat, that'll open up the top of the stroke angle, correct? And I think I understand what they mean, but to answer that second question, so if we raise our seat, it's going to then open up our foot and our knee and hip angles at the top of the pedal stroke, and that's true. As our saddle gets higher, we're going to move into less hip and knee flexion at the top of the pedal stroke, and potentially create a little bit more toe down posture at the top of the pedal stroke as well. But then to the main part, do I have a suggested range for the top of the pedal stroke? And yeah, generally somewhere in the 30 to 40, maybe 30 to 45 degree range of that toe down angle. It's going to be a lot more extreme than most of the other positions through the front of the pedal stroke. Putting the toe down posture is really what seems to be a major portion of the coordination of the pedal stroke, because it gets the center of rotation of the ankle over the top of the pedal stroke sooner. Also, it's just not mechanically feasible for a lot of people to drop the heel in that posture anyway, or to have a low heel position, because it requires a lot of dorsiflexion at the ankle, and a lot of people don't have that much motion there. So that toe down posture at the top of the pedal stroke really kind of speeds the foot through the top of the pedal stroke a little bit quicker. And yeah, that range, again, it would be about maybe 30 to 40 degrees roughly. Maybe someone on a triathlon bike might have a little bit more toe down. They might be upwards of 45 degrees or so. So let me know what y'all think of this. If you like these kinds of videos where I take viewer questions and run through them, let me know down in the comments below. If you have other questions, please put them down there. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.